It's now been over a year since Disney fired Gina Carano over her political opinions. Not because anything she said was actually abhorrent or offensive or anything of the sort, but because so many people at that company disagreed with her politics. That's why they let her go. It's disgusting and it is despicable. But in the aftermath, so many people, even people that worked on The Mandalorian, decided to speak out and defend Gina Carano and defend the person that she is, including Bill Burr. Now, Bill Burr very well may be appearing in Mandalorian Season 3. We don't know. And he has a history of speaking out against cancel culture and defending Gina Carano. And randomly, in yet another interview today, he did exactly that. Mandalorian's Bill Burr doubles down on Gina Carano defense, says liberals proved her point. And I do just want to say, for the record, that since Disney fired Gina Carano, their stock is down approximately 40%. I just wanted to put that out there, wanted to make sure that it's known, that it's public information, and that Disney's getting absolutely everything they deserve. It wasn't just that, of course. There's been so many things that's been coming out about Disney, especially over the past month and a half or so. These internal videos that are leaking, showing exactly what they're doing and the type of programming they're trying to engineer children with. There's a lot of things going wrong with Disney, but there's no doubt that when you start to treat people like this, when you start to give advantages to people simply because of their political opinions, that is a problem for a company. But let's get to what Bill Burr actually said. Bill Burr, I've made every mistake you can make. And Bill Burr's been very forthright about his opposition of cancel culture over the years, 1000%. And this entire thing's about him, some of the mistakes he's made, about his career. But way down here, he actually does talk about Gina Carano, just kind of comes up out of the blue. I just do stuff if it seems like it's fun, and the people I'm working with are trying to do something great. You go onto the set of Mandalorian, they're trying to make something great all day. He pauses, looks despondent. That makes me think of Gina, how cool she was as a person. Actress and MMA fighter Gina Carano co-starred in The Mandalorian, but was fired from the series and from starring in a planned spinoff after her post on social media promoted Donald Trump's debunked 2020 election fraud claims and seemingly mocked transgender pronouns. What a joke. The dude who's writing this article, he couldn't resist throwing those barbs in there. You can't stand it that some people have a different opinion than the woke leftist echo chamber, of course. Disney apparently was tipping into ousting the actress after she compared the suppression of conservative political views to Nazi Germany. What a complete, this is gaslighting and it is false. Gina Carano did absolutely nothing wrong. These people can suck a big fat cock. I asked Burr if he thinks Carano's firing was a fair move. No, he says, I thought it was funny that liberals proved her point. They just use outrage because they don't like your politics. As someone who considers himself liberal, it's disappointing to see the left become how the right used to be when they went after the Dixie Chicks when they criticized George Bush. There's not a lot of people like that. Most are just trying to not get in trouble, but there's this small collection of lunatics on the right or the left that cause hysteria. And now there's so many media outlets that want eyeballs, they make money off ads, they give attention to these crazy fringe people. The whole thing with Gina, you can't chime in when the shit's happening because then you cause static for other people on the show. That's somebody's opinion or their political beliefs makes people try to destroy their ability to make a living. It's fucking bizarre to me. And the fact that he says that you can't really comment too much on it when it's going on because of all the problems it can cause for everyone else associated with the project, that does kind of explain why Bill Burr was so hesitant to speak out about Gina Carano, even though he did. He's one of the people that within the first month of her being fired, he said it was wrong. He said it shouldn't have happened. He said it was nonsense. On his own podcast, he said this. This article is from March 2nd, 2021, 3 weeks after Gina was fired. Bill Burr addresses Mandalorian co-star Gina Carano's fire, and she was an absolute sweetheart. Burr takes issue with some people laying in wait or just waiting, laying in the weeds, finding a reason to cancel someone. And although he did speak out, he wasn't as forceful as I think a lot of people expected him or thought that he would be. But of course, like he says right there, a lot of people, if they're involved with it, are a little worried about speaking out, not because of what it might do to them, but what it might do to everyone else associated with the project. Burr is ramping up now, doing what audiences would pay to see. And I love the whole idea that someone can go back 8 years in somebody's Twitter feed and be like, what about this? He continues. And nobody says you had to go back 8 years to find something. Sounds like this is a pretty good person if you had to go back 8 fucking years. And he continues on because kind of goes into a little bit of a diatribe, but so interesting that Bill Burr brought Gina up himself. He wasn't asked about this, anything like that. He simply just brought Gina Carano up simply because he knows how bad she was railroaded, how disgusting it was. And I personally, I'm glad Gina Carano's not with Disney anymore. I didn't want her to be fired. I don't think she should have been slandered that way, the way that it happened. But with everything that's happened since then, what she's doing with Daily Wire, what we've seen coming out of Disney, the disgusting, despicable behavior from so many people associated with that, I'm glad that Gina Carano is no longer with that vile, evil corporation. And shout out to Bill Burr for once again slamming cancel culture and defending Gina Carano. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.